In this hello, in this movie hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a breakable wall. This is the scenario we start with. We're going to be in an east-west tunnel. There's going to be a secret room to the east, and there's going to be a wall between these two rooms that we have to break. There's three objects. There's a sledgehammer, a brick wall object, and a rubble object. And the brick wall is going to be an object in the tunnel, and when we break it, we'll connect the tunnel to the secret room. Actually, we want to start off like that. So the tunnel is not connected to the secret room. When we break the brick wall, we will connect the tunnel to the secret room. So room connections are things that can change during the course of the game. So let's go import this into Lantern and set it up. So I'm going to import a Trisboard file. And I'm going to grab the breakable wall map here. And pardon me, I'm running in my debugger as always to fix all the code. There we go. Okay, so where will I put that? I'll call that here, breakable wall. Breakable wall demo. There we go. There's our breakable wall demo. And let's go look at our objects. So here's the tunnel. It says it's an east-west passage that ends at a crumbling brick wall, maybe at its western end or something. At its western, no, ends. It's an east-west passage that ends at a crumbling brick wall at the west, or something like that, right? We just want to tell east. We want to tell the player that at the eastern end of the tunnel, there's a crumbling brick wall. All right, and let's add our, let's go to our sledgehammer. That is in the tunnel. That's fine. Let's make it portable though, and let's go to our brick wall object. The brick wall is an object that is in the tunnel. So let's set the description of that to indicate that it's something that the player might want to try to break. I don't know. The crumbling brick wall is marred by several deep cracks or something like that. The crumbling brick wall is marred by several deep cracks. There we go. And let's make it a scenery object, so the player won't say there is a crumbling brick wall here or there's a brick wall here or whatever. It's just there to be looked at. The room description says there's a brick wall, so we don't need to have it displayed twice. We'll just make it a scenery object. And let's we have a rubble object here. Let's put the rubble object off screen, and when the wall is broken, we'll switch the wall and the rubble. I don't know. Let's just say you notice nothing unexpected. We'll leave it like that. And for the initial description, we can say, you know, a pile of broken bricks lies on the ground or something. A broken rubble lies on the ground. And let's give it a synonym. We'll call it bricks in case the player tries to look at the bricks. So there we go. So we've got an object called, and we won't make it portable. We won't make it, we don't have to check any of these boxes on there. Okay, so, and then the golden idol, that's in the secret room. Let's make it portable. And let's just launch the player here and see what our room looks like so far. So there we go. This is an east-west passage that ends at a crumbling brick wall at the east. Okay, and then take hammer. There we go. And if I try to go east, it says you can't go that way. Let's make that a little bit more descriptive. Let's go into our tunnel and click the movement alerts. This is where we can customize the messages that are displayed that say you can't go that way. Like the cliff is too steep, the barbed wire is too pointy, right? Stuff like that. The brick wall blocks your path or something is in the way, right? The crumbling brick wall is too thick, right? Something like that. You're kind of trying to hint the player, hey, hint, hint, there's something special about that direction. Now let me launch the player here. a little test terminal. If I say go east, it says the brick wall is in the way, right? So, and if I type look at the wall, it says the crumbling brick wall is marred by several deep cracks. Notice the room isn't saying there's a brick wall here. We made it scenery, so it's in the room to be looked at, but it's not explicitly listed out, right? And the player would know to look at it because we said, hey, in the room description we mentioned there's a crumbling brick wall. So there we go. Now let's make a function called break wall. Break wall. So what we'll do is we'll check to see that the player has to have the sledgehammer. So if the sledgehammer's holder is the player, now we can break the wall. Okay, but we also need to check that the wall is that the brick wall hasn't been broken already, right? So how do we check to see that the player is in the same room as the brick wall? We can compare the holders of those two objects. We can say the player's holder is equal to the brick wall's holder. There we go. So this says if the player's holding the sledgehammer and the player and the brick wall are in the same room. There we go. Now we can print line. You know, you smash the wall down, you know, using the sledgehammer, revealing a passage heading east, revealing a chamber to the east. There we go. Okay, so now we've printed out that there's a new room to the east. Now we can change the connections on those rooms. So our first room was called tunnel. We can say now the tunnel's east property, or its eastern attribute, leads to, what was it, the secret room? Something like that. There we go. And now let's move the brick wall off screen. We'll set its holder to off screen. And we'll take the, was it rubble? We'll set the rubble's parent object to be the tunnel. And I think that's all we need to do. So let's save this. And do we have a verb for hitting or breaking? I don't think we do. So let's add a verb called break. And maybe we want to add a verb called hit. I don't think we have a verb called hit. We have attack and kill, but we don't have hit. So let's add those verbs. And now what we can do is we can make a sentence out of that. We can say if the verb is break and the first noun is the brick wall and the preposition is with, where's with? And the second noun is the sledgehammer, then call the break wall function. There we go. And then we can also change that to hit the wall with the hammer. And we could also try, we could also remove these, because remember our code checks to see if the player has the hammer. So if they try to hit the brick wall, it's going to check to see if they have the hammer. And if they don't, we could say, you know, you punching the wall has no effect or something like that. Hit brick wall and maybe break brick wall. There you go. So now let's test it out and see if it works. I make no promises. What were our objects called? Yep. All right. I mean, it looks reasonable. Let's launch the player here. I hope we don't get any errors. Okay. So it says it doesn't understand. Sledgehammer.holder equals player, player.holder equals brickwall.holder. Oh, somehow the sledgehammer has two spaces in its name. Okay, so how do I fix that? I'm going to have to go fix the sledgehammer. There we go. There we go. All right. There's a sledgehammer here. Take hammer, east, and let's take a look. and it says there's a crumbling brick wall. So let's examine the wall. The description said there's a wall here. Let's examine it. And now if I try to say break wall with hammer, you smash the wall down using the sledgehammer, revealing a chamber to the east. Now if I type look, notice it says that there's a pile of rubble here. That's good, but the room description says that the room still ends at the crumbling brick wall. So what we really need to do is maybe do one last little fix and change the room description. But notice now I can go east to the secret room and take the idol. Take the idol. Okay, so let's go make those one last little fixes here. What I really want to do is take that secret room, and I want to be able to go back to the tunnel. That's okay to make that connection there. And then let's go back to our function, and we will change the description of the tunnel just to not mention the brick wall anymore. We can say this is an east-west tunnel. There we go. Oops, I don't need to do that. All right, now let's save that, run it. There's a sledgehammer here. Take hammer, and if I look, you can see it says that there's a crumbling brick wall at the east, or to the eastern end or something. Maybe the writing could be fixed up a little bit. Break wall. You smash the wall down using the sledgehammer. Okay, and now if I go, now if I type look again, you can see it just says this is an east-west tunnel. We've changed the description of the room based on something that we did in the game. And now we can go east, take the idol, and now we have it, and now we can go west, and we're back in the tunnel, right? And let's examine the rubble. There we go. You notice nothing unexpected. Take rubble. You can't take that. Okay, so there we go. There's how you make a breakable wall. Let's go, and I'll just put the code back up there so you can see it. There you go. All right, so if you have any questions on how to make your wall breakable, just ask.